Hello, very good day. Greetings from the International School of Kinequantics. I am going to talk to you about one of the specialties, one of the complementary techniques that the Vidasana team has developed. It is quantum biogeometry. Quantum biogeometry is the result of merging kinequantics with elements that come from what was formerly known as sacred geometry. Well, this is a somewhat obsolete term, but we have created quantum biogeometry by taking elements from quantum chemistry, such as testing, the universal quantum field, intention, consciousness, etc. We have merged it with the wave of form, which is what underlies the fact that an element, depending on its shape, color, or sound, acts to heal. And with that, we have developed and greatly simplified the so-called quantum biogeometry, sacred biogeometry, and we have created something that uses this notebook. We present to you as a workbook, a manual. It is super simple and contains a list of polyhedra, another of Archimedean solids, another of polygons, another of colors, and another of sounds. This is on a testing card that you can use. And then, in this type of format, you have the polyhedra, the Platonic solids, Archimedean solids, the polygons, the colors, and the sounds. The way to work with quantum biogeometry, with sacred biogeometry, is you test it. And your patient shows a disorder, whatever it may be. You ask, how are you going to treat it? And if it comes up with geometry, with quantum biogeometry, you go to your notebook and you have to find, first of all, a figure. It can be three-dimensional or a flat geometry. It can be a polyhedron or it can be a polygon or an Archimedean solid. When you have the figure, you need to test a color from the list of colors, and then you need to test a sound. And now you have a figure, a color, and a sound. Now, imagine that you build it on your hands, for example. In other words, you create an avatar of the figure. You imagine the figure here. You apply the color, you apply the sound, and lovingly you infuse it into your patient. You blow it to them. If you put your intention and that quantum information, which is what you have sent to your patient, what it will do is activate the homeostasis of your patient. Notice that homeostasis appears again. Once again appear the activation mechanisms, consciousness, intention. Again, we do the quantum biogeometry, which is to ritualize an action. That is, we have created the avatar of the figure, we have added the color, the sound, and we have copied it. That is the ritualization. What is super interesting is the enormous healing capacity that this methodology has. This technique is fantastic. It is useful for practically any pathology. Like everything we work on from a holistic perspective, it is useful for an infection, for an emotional disorder, for something structural, for potentially anything. Quantum biogeometry is useful for anything. And the other thing you have to accept, because sometimes it's a bit difficult for us, is that it is extremely powerful. This is one of the most powerful techniques you will learn in this course. It's very simple. You see that it's straightforward, right? If you have your application with the figures, the sounds, the colors, or if you have your workbook, you will copy it from there and apply it like this. Well, that's all. As simple and wonderful as that. A kiss.